Friends, how are you doing? Listen, it's probably Monday, Sunday, definitely Sunday, but Monday whenever you're listening to this, who knows? But obviously, just do a quick little video, nothing crazy here. Happy Sunday wherever you're at. Talking about Palantir. Now, obviously, I've been yapping my mouth here about Palantir since it's been 7, 10, 20, 30, $50, $100. And now we've got Palantir. We're paying $140 at this moment in time for Palantir. That's wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's crazy. So with that, we're paying this high price with Palantir right now. And this has kind of been my argument here that, I've when Palantir went to 100, I was like, I think it's going to probably 110, 120. It did that. I was saying it's going to 130. And now, I've been saying that I think it's going to 150 here by the summer. I still am pretty confident that's going to do that. Now, obviously, we're just, 50 days and some change here getting to Q2 for Palantir. Now, that's huge. And we have all these deals, all of these it's all been I mean, it's unbelievable how many deals, how many partnerships are going on right now with Palantir. So, Palantir, when we talk about the short term with Palantir, what it's offering investors to hop in, hop out, buy the low, sell the high, it's very safe at this point to say, hey, you're going to get your money back with Palantir and you're going to make some money, from a Monday through a Friday if you're able to be patient and not get too greedy here with it. It's going to allow you to do that, and we've seen that time and time again. So Palantir, just since we've had the tariff sink of the market, that sunk Palantir to, right at this, right under $100 again here, holding 70 pretty strong there. But now we're in this pocket of Palantir's in this whole new realm of, money. And right now we're seeing Palantir hold this, 130 position. Now, obviously, there's a strong argument that 125, 120 could be the new low with Palantir, undoubtedly. We could see Palantir go into a super cycle charge here, an even bigger push. And here's what I mean by that. So Palantir, we kind of look back on the last 30, 60 days here. Palantir's had that, right after Q1 here with Palantir, it's had, this NATO deal that happened here. And, and the thing what we're seeing right now is Palantir keeps getting these big things that happen, but people forget about them because they keep getting more. And people go, what did that new thing? What did that new thing? New thing. And we forget about the new old thing at this point. So, we had the NATO deal. That hasn't even showed up on quarterlies. Palantir's been working on this huge partnership with Tesla and other AI stocks. They just got another defense deal, a month ago. People like that just kind of went underneath the radar. And now, Trump came out here about 2-3 weeks ago at this point and said, hey, we are going to use Palantir for, essentially the government. It's still a very broad statement of essentially what Trump said here, but nonetheless, it was a situation of Palantir is going to be getting a lot more money. I think that's what we can all pull out of what Trump said here. So that still hasn't even really, come out what Palantir is doing in general. But obviously, who knows what that is going to look like money-wise. So we've seen this where, Palantir has already been working for our government, defense. They've been getting defense contracts. That's nothing new here. But it's just went into this supercharged situation of where Palantir now you have Alex Karp, who is having conversations with Trump. We know him and Trump are buddy-buddy. They're talking. And this gets political real fast. And I get it, man. I get that this gets political real fast. But, we're here as investors, and whatever you view yourself as an investor, at the end of the day, we're investors and we're trying to make a buck. Okay, so it's going to happen regardless here. In the situation of what we're watching in the world right now, there's not enough bombs and bullets to go that can be made fast enough. So Palantir being in this situation of where they have their software that is wanted, needed by multiple governments. I mean, NATO's using it, for God's sakes. We're definitely using it, and this is probably going to be the theme of Palantir is going to keep getting bigger and keep cycling up with these quarterlies and deals in general. So Trump has made, I think, obviously this weekend is showing Trump is in no way not backing down from spending on defense. Trump did. I don't know why people are shocked, because when Trump first came into office in 2016, the first go around, That's what he did. He spent money on defense. I mean, he spent crazy money on defense. Okay, good, great. That's what we know. Well, this go around, he's, what are we, January, February, March, April, May, June, we're just this far into the year. He's doing the same thing, just even bigger at this point. So, now we're in conversations of the Golden Dome situation. Obviously, Palantir is going to be part of that deal somehow. And I think even Trump is giving, tidbits of information that, Palantir will be a part of that in a big way. We know that Oracle is working with administration. Oracle is doing phenomenal. This is why people are so attracted to Big Bear, because Big Bear's been working with the United States government. But Palantir is in this very special place where we have Palantir, the company, making great revenue right now from a lot of different sectors. They're in the pocket. We've got Alex Karp rubbing shoulders with Trump, who's essentially giving them nonstop contracts, essentially from what it looks like at this point. So I think when you're buying Palantir at this point, you have to understand that you're not only buying Palantir for the futures. You're not only buying Palantir for, what it can be, what it is, what it could be, where it's going. You're also buying into hype. You're buying into FOMO. And, every time we see Palantir trickle down, we're going to see it start to chip away at new numbers. And this has been the argument here with Palantir since 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. I fully believe that people will be paying $150 to $160 here before they know it for Palantir. And I get it, man. When people come in here and say, like, why am I paying this much for Palantir? This is crazy. You're buying it, and my God, I'm so sick of saying this, but you're buying it for the FOMO. You're buying it because they're they're working for the people that are printing money to them right now, the governments, these other big contracts that they have with other companies. You're buying it because they keep doing these. Now we're in this 40 percentile range of quarterlies where they keep trumping each quarterly. You're buying it because right now the two biggest things in the stock market are defense and AI. And my God, Palantir is holding both of those to a pretty big standard right now, and they're pushing into those. So there's a lot of noise around Palantir because of those situations. And then you've got these other big investment firms saying that Palantir is going to these $1 trillion market caps, these incredible market caps of very, very soon. And then you've got these articles coming out saying Palantir will be having a stock split sooner than later from what it looks like. You've got Dan Ives, who is a phenomenal investor, saying that Palantir is going to $1 trillion market cap. It's not going to stop because of what they offer with their software, and obviously everything else I've been yapping my mouth about here. Then you got Cathie Woods over here, who and I love Cathie Woods because when Cathie Woods talks about investments, Cathie Woods is very much into what something is going to look like in the future. Obviously she looks at money, she looks at what the company's making, but she also looks at what is going to be very big in the next 5 to 10 years with the stock market, with companies. And she's had a recent interview here where she has made she hasn't been shy about it at all, saying that she is putting a large amount of money into Palantir. Obviously, she's sold some positions, but that's just normal stuff with Cathie Woods. So, friends, listen, I guess I'm saying all this to say, like, I do believe that Palantir is going to $200. I do. I think Palantir, obviously, before Q2 hits here, I do think that it will hit some ridiculous number, whether that's 150, 160. It's pretty safe to say we're already in the 140 range. So, we've pretty much achieved 140. We might even see that here within the next, days. But $200 by, the end of this year, I don't really think that's crazy. With the growth that we've seen in this, I don't think it's crazy. You got to think, like, this isn't anything new underneath the sun. We've seen companies go do $100 climb in 1 year. Oracle did this just a moment ago. We've seen companies do amazing, and they've all been mostly AI stocks that have just made their own Roman road here. So I would not be shocked to see Palantir continue on this, this just crazy climb that it's on right now. So people that are betting against Palantir, it's a very dangerous place to be, I think, right now because they're essentially in the pockets of the White House. So, like I said, I want to keep this short and sweet. It's Sunday. I want you guys to enjoy your Sunday, enjoy your families. But it was, man, I just want to say that because people ask me all the time, like I see in the comments, like, what do I think Palantir is going to go to? What do I think Palantir is going to be by the end of the year? Is there still meat on the bone with Palantir? I do. I think there's meat on the bone with Palantir because I think the quarterlies are going to continue to get big, and I think that they're going to keep continuing to push in these deals. And whatever Trump really meant about that situation with Palantir and saying their name and saying they were working with the government specifically, um, that there's going to be a large contract attached to that somewhere. So, yeah, I think I really think we're just starting to see the beginning stages of the unfolding of what is inside the layers of onion here that are showing itself with Palantir, and it's there's a lot more to come. Friends, take care of yourself. I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.